Hi, this is Matt's mom, and this is the Freeway to Success.
And it is a very, very special episode of the Freeway to Success. You guys have asked a bunch of questions, and we're going to put my mom in the hot seat. Are you ready?
Sure.
All right, here we go. So this one's from Ismail, aka Time Traveler, who wants to know, have you ever feared for Matt's life when he's in the ring?
Absolutely. There was one time when I was at one of the shows and you spit and someone screamed he's bleeding, and then they took you off the stage, and I'm sitting there and I'm like, oh my God, he's bleeding, but I can't be that mom and like run to the back and say, is he okay? So I'm like sitting there texting, are you okay? Are you okay? But there's no way you had your cell phone in the skinny tight pants that you wore, so I'm like, had to sit there and wait for you to answer. It was very stressful.
Oh, sorry. I'm okay.
Yeah, and you know, every time you threw a flip, I'm like, ew!
What's going on, guys? It is the cheapest wrestler in the world, Matt Rivera, and this is a very special edition of the Freeway to Success. Yes. And I know it's been like, 2 weeks, something like that, and it feels like 2 months. It feels like forever since I've done a video for you guys, so I am so excited to be back. I'm so happy that you've joined me for this very special edition of the Freeway to Success. So I said after 5K, we would do, a special edition where I'd have some special features on the show, answer some special questions. And you already saw, my mom is in the hot seat. We have some questions from you guys for her, and we'll get to her in 1 second, but let's address an elephant in the room. It is time. Oh, it is that time for a body reveal. Now, these always make me nervous. I'm so scared that I'm going to show you guys what I look like, and I'm going to get roasted in the comments. And my heart can't handle that, so be gentle. Be nice, okay? I really, really struggled to keep weight off and get past a certain point. I had gotten stuck at maybe 180, 185, and my goal was to get to 175. So what I ended up doing was I decided to not put the focus on gaining muscle right now. And I said, Matt, focus on cardio and your diet because you need to lose this weight first. And that is exactly what I did. And I am happy to say that I did reach my goal. I weigh 175, but now I have a lot more work to do. As you can see here, I don't have the muscle tone that I'm looking for, but I will change that. I got to my goal weight. I lost a bunch of fat that I did not want on this body anymore. But now, what do we do from here? So I want to talk a little bit about diet, and now is a great segue for a question. This one's from Titan Fitness. I believe the X isn't supposed to be an I. So we're going to say Titan Fitness. And his question is, are you going to change your diet up if you make it to the big leagues of professional wrestling? So here's the truth. And I discovered this about myself in the last few months. If you don't know this already, I have Crohn's disease. And it sucks sometimes. I find myself struggling to eat certain things. I'm in pain some days. Some days I can't even get out of bed because my stomach hurts that bad. You've seen videos of me eating banana peels and eggshells. Those days are over. My mom used to say that I had an iron stomach. I could eat whatever I want, whenever I want, and I would be fine. I could eat how much I wanted. It didn't even matter how old the food was, I would eat it. And she would be like, damn, you have an iron stomach. I think she called me iron stomach and garbage disposal. Those were two nicknames I had, which really makes sense if you've seen my shakes, why garbage disposal would be a good nickname for me. But long story short, I really struggled to lose weight. I had been in a lot of pain the last few months. So I talked to my sugar mama and she gave me a fantastic idea. I started juicing. Now, juicing is a little bit different than making smoothies. I won't get into this too much, but just to let you guys know, it gets rid of the skins and the peels of the fruit. So I might throw in a couple of apples in there, maybe some strawberries or whatever. It gets rid of all the fiber. For me, fiber is no bueno, no good. It just really wrecks my stomach. So juicing has been a great way for me to lose that weight. I had those stubborn 5 to 10 pounds. So I would recommend to you guys, if you're trying to cut some weight and you're really struggling, try juicing. Maybe even just for one meal of your 3 meals in that day. Try it out and let me know if you've had any success or if you already juice. I'm curious. Just let a brother know. I want to know. So to answer your question, Titan Fitness, No, my diet will not change. My diet has to solely be focused on my health and Crohn's disease. And that's it. It doesn't matter if I make it to the WWE. It doesn't matter if AEW calls me tomorrow. That's just what I have to do. I have to take care of myself, and however that works is how it's going to get done.
Because of you guys, actually, I was able to take my mom out for a nice dinner, so thank you for all your super chats and super stickers. And question numero dos is from Sammy B, aka Whiteheart, who wants to know, how did you react when you found out that myself, and ultimately you, would be on TLC's Extreme Cheapskates?
Let me see. My first reaction was, no.
And she's not lying. The producers had to really sell it to her, like, oh, we think it would just be great if you were involved in this.
Yeah.
I really didn't think she would end up being, but I think, honestly, looking back at the episode, you're a pivotal point in the episode. If you weren't in it, I don't know if it would be as popular as it was, you know?
I don't know. I think, but what got me to do it was when the producer was like, but don't you want your son to succeed? I'm like, oh.
They got you. They suckered you in.
I was like, of course I do. Well, then you should do this. I'm like, oh, okay, fine.
Well, it worked out, and now we're here, so you never know.
Our second question comes from Elisa, or Eliza. I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce it, so correct me if I'm wrong, Miss Garcia. But she wants to know, what made me be cheap? You know, I didn't realize I was cheap at first. I lived with a roommate for a little while, and I guess in time I realized I didn't really spend money that I did not have to spend. I was throwing like empty water bottles. I would collect like 20 empty water bottles in the fridge and just refill them with tap water. And he's like, dude, you can't just keep like 20 empty water bottles in the fridge. That's just weird. And it wasn't until that moment I'm like, is that weird? I mean, he's telling me it's weird. I asked a couple of other people and they're like, yeah, no, dude, that's kind of weird. So I had all these little habits like that. Obviously, you've seen some of my other habits while watching the episode of Extreme Cheapskates. So I would say it's a lot of those little things. But the main thing is you can't be materialistic. If you're someone who is like, oh, I need to buy everything I see. I need those clothes. I need those sneakers. I need this. I need that. I need. Yeah, the cheap lifestyle isn't for you. So I think that's number one. You can't be someone who's materialistic and cheap. Now, I know a lot of people look at this room and they're like, tell me some more about that. Well, here's the truth. A lot of people pitched in for this to make this happen. And yes, I put some money down myself. I did. I know. But I had to make this grow. This is my new life. Talking to you guys. I love it. And I have to tell you guys, I did something crazy recently. I left a job to do this. Isn't that bananas?
My last question is, would you do it all again? This one's from the Fiend 51. I'm going to just rephrase the question a little bit. Would you do it all again if they said I was going to have another TNA audition or something similar like that?
I guess that would all depend on whether or not that's what you really wanted.
Isn't she the best, folks? If I really wanted it, she would do it again.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mom, and thank you for being part of this. You see, I told you I would get her, right? We're good. I love you, Mom.
I love you too, sweetie.
So our last question actually isn't a question at all. It's more of a request, if you will. And I've had this request from this person for months at this point. Months and months and months, to the point where I just can't ignore it any longer. And it is a Drew McIntyre voice impression. So here we go. Everyone in that locker room is complacent. No one does their best anymore. Superstars like me. The times are a-changing. I'm not what WWE wants. I'm what WWE needs. That was awful. I mean, honestly, I wish you had asked me, like, there's 20 other wrestlers that I could do a better impression of. I mean, what do you want? You want Hulk Hogan? What you gonna do, brother, when Hulkamania runs wild on you? You want, I don't know, Stone Cold Steve Austin? And that's the bottom line, because Stone Cold said so. What do you want, The Rock? Finally, The Rock has come back to New York City. I am the game, and I am that damn good. I mean, you could have picked anybody. But Drew McIntyre, I can't do a Scottish accent. I've been practicing for months, and I still suck.
So there's one more question, and it's from someone you know very well, Logan Rivera.
Who's your favorite son?
Well, that's just not a fair question at all.
It's me. See?
I
That's how
love
I
both
know.
my boys equally. They're both so very different.
But some of us are better different.
Thank you guys so much for joining me on this new episode of The Freeway to Success. It means the world to me. Honestly, I have no words to explain the love that I have for you guys, for your support, for everything. I left a job to do this. I do a lot of things. I have my hands in a lot of different pots, and I decided to take my hand out of one of them so I can actually put in more effort into my YouTube channel. And a lot more. There's a lot more things coming. Stay tuned because it's about to go down. I am the cheapest wrestler in the world, Matt Rivera. And this is the freeway to success. Peace!